Hello friends, my name is Jasmine and I'm an illustrator, and now that we're in spring I've been really wanting to do illustrations that are more springy, therefore involving flowers and fairies and other woodsy creatures. For the past month I have been doing that. What I haven't done is more of a character focused illustration, so for today I figured I'd finish a fairy drawing that I made a while back, and you're welcome to join. I've already drawn it. If you'd like to see the whole process of how I drew it, you can find it on my Instagram. But there are actually still a few things that I'd like to tweak in the drawing before we jump into the color. I have no idea what the colors are going to be, so yeah, you can also join in on that process. But before we get into that, let's go get some tea. So here's the full drawing, and maybe because it's in black and white, but I don't feel like it's as fairy-like as I would like it to be. Something about the hoop and the metal just still doesn't read as super fairy-like, so maybe if I added a more woodsy element to it, it would tie it all in. So I'm thinking that one of the things to adjust would be the hoop and that metal. Maybe like some kind of ivy growth over it. Yeah, let's try that out. Now I did try to roughly color it just to get an idea of what a possible color combination could be, but I'm not entirely happy with it. And I'm not sure if it's because I don't usually work with cooler tones. Most of my work is like pinks and reds and browns, so I did want to try something new in terms of color palette. So this, I'll show you right here. This might work, but I'll have to take a closer look on the Cintiq. Alrighty, so first things first, let's get our reference images figured out with a quick Pinterest search. This specific image inspired her top, and here are a few images I pulled for a possible color palette. Jumping into Clip Studio Paint, I adjusted the levels of the raw drawing directly after scanning. If you'd like to know why I use Clip Studio and not Photoshop to color it, you can click on the video link above where I answer that very important question. And by the way, if your tablet is not connecting super well to the program, I always go to File, Preferences, and under the first option in the Tablet tab, I switch the tablet service back and forth once, keeping it at Tablet PC, and then press OK. The setting technically doesn't change anything, but it seems to remind the program to listen to the tablet. I know that was a weird way of explaining it, but I hope that makes sense. So because I am always completely indecisive about colors, I'm going to try Clip Studio's Colorize feature. What you do is drop some color in the general direction of where you'd like them to be. Then you set the line art as a reference layer by clicking the reference button right here. And then while having the color layer selected, which is very important, you go to Edit, Colorize, selecting the Use Hint Image and Colorize option. You're basically telling Clip Studio to loosely redistribute those colors according to the specific line art. And ta-da! Sometimes this colorize feature doesn't really help, but in this case, I really liked what it did, so we're going to stick with this. I found the line art to be too jagged, so I applied an old trick I hadn't done in a long time. I duplicated the line art and applied a subtle Gaussian blur. What this does is it slightly adds an ethereal, almost dreamy touch to the line art. I also got the idea of turning this into a desktop wallpaper, so I expanded the canvas lengthwise, which, by the way, you can download for free via the link in the video's description. I played around with the variety of cool shades a lot here, probably more than I really should have, but I wanted to get that specific combination of dreamy colors. Some areas got too blue and others got too green, so to keep everything in check, I painted everything in one layer and periodically made color balance adjustments. I did have to adjust her right eye a billion times. I thought it was too low at one point, so I had to rearrange not only the liner, but the color layer every single time I decided it didn't look right. So if there's anything in this piece that was extra tough to work through, it was that darn eye. The final touches consisted of finalizing the background, cleaning up the colors, and making sure that each little detail in the clothing was properly colored in. If you'd like to see what the actual Photoshop file looks like, you can purchase the whole file pack on my Gumroad, another link that you can find in the video's description. So we're pretty much done. Now I'll probably sleep on this illustration and look at it again with fresher eyes tomorrow morning. As far as the coloring went, I'm kind of surprised that I managed to find a balance between those dark blue tones and still wanting to get my pastels in there. So not bad. And if anything, the style of painting for this piece kind of making me want to go back to watercolors. So maybe I'll be doing another watercolor session soon. Now the original drawing will be for sale on my Etsy shop and the wallpaper download will be available on my Gumroad. I'll have both those links in the description. If you have any questions, you're welcome to leave a comment below, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys!